Good evening, everyone, and you are watching the Live Today Show. I am Dr. Cherie, your host of the Live Today Show, and we are right here on CAN TV Channel 21. You know, you can also stream us live at cantv.org/hotline. That's cantv.org/hotline. Now, this is an interactive show, so you have the next 25 minutes to call in with your questions or comments. We love to hear from our audience. We love to hear your questions. We love to hear your comments that we're doing a great job, that you're learning something new and different. So we want you to feel free to give us a call. Please call the number at the bottom of your screen. That number is 312-738-1060. Again, that number is 312-738-1060. Now, I have initially stated that I am Dr. Cherie, your host of the Live Today Show, but I am also the founder of the Live Today Foundation, where our mission is to provide joy, inspiration, and free, you heard me right, free compression garments to cancer survivors living with lymphedema. Now, as you can see, I'm wearing my compression garments. I am a 11-year breast cancer survivor, and I am also now a 10-year patient living with lymphedema. And it was my struggles with lymphedema when I was first diagnosed that impassioned me to create a foundation that was going to provide one of the mainstays of treatment to under-resourced and underserved, underinsured, and uninsured cancer survivors living with lymphedema. And that is exactly what the Live Today Foundation does. Now, for those of you that are interested in finding out how you can support the Live Today Foundation, please visit our website at www.live-today.org. Feel free to shoot us an email if you're wondering about how you can help yourself or a loved one get a set of free compression garments. Please feel free to shoot us an email at info@live-today.org. And for those of you that say, you know what, the computer and all of this texting stuff is just not for me, and you just like to hear a live voice and would like an answer to any of your particular questions, you can feel free to give us a call at 754-220-0234. Now, in addition to going out to our website, we want you to also feel free to follow us on our social media platforms. You can feel free to follow us on Facebook, on Instagram, as well as on Twitter at our handle is at livetoday.org. That's LIVETODAYDOTORG. That's livetoday.org. Now, I also wanted to remind you guys of a very important opportunity that's coming up. Let me see if I can blow this up for you guys. Yeah, here we go. Now, myself and the Live Today Foundation, I decided to join forces with my nonprofit and offer up my services to provide a respite and a retreat this coming May 15th through the 18th of 2020. This is going to be a cruise to the Bahamas. It's a quick weekend, but I'm telling you, it's going to be so jam-packed with such helpful information where I will reveal my blueprint on how to let go and live today and every day. Dr. Cherie, I'm known as the queen of let go and live, and I'm telling you, I've come to understand what that really means since my diagnosis and over the past decade of my life, having come into contact with so many individuals that are struggling, not just with a cancer diagnosis, but struggling after a divorce, after the loss of a child, after the loss of a career, a job, a relationship, a dream, a vision, and a purpose for their life. And I just felt compelled to create a retreat where we can get away, get off of U.S. soil, just step away, get to ourselves, where I can really reveal this blueprint on how to let go and live. And I promise you, it's going to make a difference and a change in your life. Again, the details, May 15th through the 18th of 2020. We will be aboard the Carnival Conquest, and we will set sail, let go, and set free. Now, we did have some special pricing, but thankfully, and thanks to Carnival and thanks to our travel agent, our prices really have not varied that much from when we initially started. It's only a minor bump up, but we are limiting the number of cabins that we will book because I want this to be a very intimate experience. Certainly we could have taken over the Carnival Conquest, but then I wouldn't have the opportunity to have time with individuals and to delve deeper should individuals want to delve deeper into their own personal issues and into going deeper into how they could truly let go and begin to live and set a new course for their lives. So if you're interested, you can always call us at 754-220-0234. The link is here. If you don't have time to copy that very long link, no worries. I will make sure that I am posting it on the Dr. Cherie page for Facebook, the Live Today Facebook page, and when the official edited copy of this show comes out, I will also have a copy of this link there for you. Now, again, we are super excited about today's show. I am so blessed to know some very prominent individuals. My travels across the country as a professional speaker has given me the opportunity to meet some unique individuals, not just unique in their capabilities, but unique in their passion and in their spirit. And I am so grateful, so very grateful to this woman that I'm about to introduce to you now. This beautiful woman right here is Miss Teena Francois-Blue. She's the co-founder of Francois-Bleu Consulting, LLC. This is a passionate community advocate, epidemiologist, educator, entrepreneur who is committed to achieving social justice and health equity for communities of color. Her career has focused on health disparities research and the use of that knowledge to drive system-level change. When you start talking about system level change, you're really talking about making a difference to the masses. And this is what this beautiful young woman is doing. I want you to join us on this evening. And remember, you can call in at 312-738-1060 for any of your questions or comments. But join us now for a very powerful discussion on breast cancer disparities here in Chicago. So all please join me in welcoming my dear friend and sister.
Hello. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Miss Teena. Now,
yes,
to those of you that have been watching and have been with us over the past couple of months, excuse me, you know that Teena has been here, and she has provided us with tons of data and knowledge about the various different
disparities,
disparities, the reasons for the disparities, given us some examples of things that we can do. She shared a little bit about the work that she's doing with some organizations, with some grassroots organizations right here in the city of Chicago to bring change. And so I wanted to cap off that discussion, right, with finalizing what we're dealing with, and then let's talk about what you do in with Francois-Bleu Consulting to help organizations, nonprofit organizations, grassroots organizations, and other supportive organizations,
Absolutely.
to do what we want to do to make a difference in the world.
Absolutely. And I think this is a perfect kind of conclusion to the series, as the very first caller, when we first started the show, called and asked a question about using data.
Absolutely. That was Bill. I remember his name.
And Bill kind of sparked that he asked one of the most important questions is, take out what information, but what do I do with that information?
Correct.
Right? Because every piece of information that you have at your fingertips tells you something. It's it's a layer, and it's a part of the story. And so what we do with Francois-Bleu Consulting is really helps organizations, entities, folks who really want to make a difference, individuals, know how to find data and then how to apply it in whatever way they want to create change and be impactful.
I love it.
It is all about making a difference in whatever way you define that difference.
I love it. And when you do so, even though you're presenting the data, and it gives organizations like Live Today an opportunity to decide how we're going to utilize this data to impact change that's in line with our mission, do you also offer, say, you come in and you study the organization, you know the
Absolutely.
organization. So do you also provide suggestions as to
Absolutely.
where that low-hanging fruit is
Absolutely.
to get us going so that we don't become despondent looking at such a big problem,
Absolutely.
trying to figure out where we fit in with the solution?
Absolutely. I would say there's kind of a three strategies that we use.
Okay.
And one of those strategies is, one, helping an organization or an entity to really understand who it is that you're serving. Who's,
Okay.
you're coming, you're trying to make a difference, but who is it that you're trying to make a difference for?
Yes.
And what is it that you're trying to make a difference in? So understanding the problem and the people. And how does this problem uniquely impact these individuals?
Okay.
Using data to really help you understand and peel back those layers,
Yes.
helps you to evolve and develop your strategic plan as to how you're going to create change.
Oh, I love it.
And that's one of the things.
I knew this already, but I just like her explaining it.
That's one of the resources and one of the things that I absolutely love to do is really work with individuals, change agents like yourself, to really get down to the nitty-gritty. And one of the things we'll use the Live Today Foundation as an example of how we do this and how we use data. So we first started off looking at breast cancer disparities, and we
Yes.
saw that it's gone up and down, and we've made improvements in screening, and we're still seeing some challenges on the treatment end, right?
Yes, yes.
And so there's a lot of things that we don't actually understand that goes into the survivorship. And one of
Correct.
those things is lymphedema, and specifically lymphedema, and I did actually not know this until I did this research. I didn't realize there really is no repository of data for patients who are experiencing lymphedema. And this is one of the areas in survivorship that is poorly understood and poorly researched.
Very much
So
so.
as an organization, like the Live Today Foundation, one, that makes you so important, so vital on so many levels. The information that you're gathering from the people that you're serving really is helping to provide a foundation for what needs to happen and how we need to help support patients who do have lymphedema and who are facing these challenges. What does it mean for them to be able to access compression garments?
Absolutely.
What does it mean for them? What financial barriers? What psychosocial barriers? All those things are so important and critical, and without your organization, there would be this huge void. And so that one of the things that we do is come in and help organizations really be able to understand, well, how do you fill that void?
Correct.
Right? So
yes.
do we have information? Are we tracking what we're doing with our patients? Are we gathering information that, in the best way possible? What tools are we using? Are we using Excel? Are we using, sign-in sheets?
Right.
How do you actually leverage technology in a way that helps you to be really to set your organization up for success, but also allows you to be able to have the most impact in the community that you're serving? So you're really positioning yourself to be that leader and to
Yes.
create that change.
And see, I love the way you let in, because what Live Today did, I recognized that there was a void across the country, as well as abroad. I speak in other countries too, but just sticking here within the U.S., there was a huge divide, if you will. I knew that there was a gap that I wanted to fill, but it's such a huge divide, just trying to wrap my head around how do I help as many individuals without diluting my mission or without stretching myself so thin that I'm really not being helpful to anyone, right?
Absolutely.
So I reached out. There's an organization called the Lymphatic Education and Research Network, called LEARN. And I had the opportunity to spend some quality time with Miss Kathy Bates. She is their national spokesperson. And what is so great is that Live Today, even though I am working within the abilities of what my network and support is able to provide, Live Today became a supporting member of LEARN. So part of my nonprofit, we take a portion of our dollars and give a monthly donation to LEARN to expand this work, because LEARN, with the help of Miss Kathy Bates, has an opportunity to have a broader reach. But because I recognize that it goes beyond me and Live Today, like I said before, I refuse to work in silos. And so there's no reason why I Live Today and why I, Dr. Cherie, can't be a contributor to another nonprofit when the end result is the same.
Exactly the
it's
same.
to save lives and to have a tremendous impact, right? So Learn, is doing their work, but now because of supporting members like Live Today, NIH is now going to have a division that is dedicated to gathering this type of information from lymphedema sufferers. And then with Live Today, and to your point about, well, what type of information are you gathering, with your nonprofits? And so what Live Today does, I created a donee application. Right? So I have supporters for Live Today, and you can find them all on our website. And I felt that it was important, and these donors are these supporters are fantastic. I could give out garments, ad infinitum, month after month, and they would never ask me, okay, to validate or to show, because they want to give. They have the opportunity to give. But by creating a donee application, one, I'm able to keep track with who we're being a blessing to.
Yep.
I'm able to also keep track of what type of cancer they were diagnosed with. I even track how the diagnosis was made. Was it a
self-diagnosed? Was it screening?
Was it a breast surgeon? Was it a primary care? Just to be able to add those nuances, because as we see certain patterns, then I can interject and provide a change or a solution. So I love it. Go ahead.
Absolutely. No, you're exactly right. When you have that type of information, when you have a pulse on what it is that you're doing in your organization.
Correct.
Or what it is you're doing as you're trying to go out and make a change, you have to have a way to be able to track change.
Absolutely.
Right? And you have to be able to have, as fine-tuned as you are, and it doesn't mean that it has to be, arduous or burdensome.
Correct.
But it does mean that you do have to be intentional. And as you're gathering that information, you look at it and you're saying, okay, well, what patterns am I seeing?
Correct.
Does this mean that, if there's a group of people who are, a lot of folks who are self-diagnosed, and so that means they're later stage, then maybe I need to, focus more education, or maybe I need to focus more resources on individuals that fall in that category. That really helps you just to be strategic in what you're doing.
Correct.
And how you do it.
Correct. I really hope that you guys are paying attention, because the words that Teena are using are very strategic and impactful, because our application for Live Today is simple. I didn't want to create something that was arduous, because the person is already suffering. When you're living with lymphedema, the psychosocial impact of this disease is an issue, right? But to get help, if I have to fill out a 5-page application, oh my Lord, no. So it's simple, but I was very intentional in the types of questions that I was asking. Not only so that it provided information for Live Today, it provides helpful information to my sponsors and partners, but then it also provides impact for future change. Now, for those of you, again, I want you guys to remember, you want to find out how to stay informed and become part of this Live Today family. Please feel free to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at livetoday.org. That's livetoday.org. And also keep in mind now, if you want to find out more information about what Live Today is all about, read our mission statement, read what our vision is, see and read the testimonies of individuals that we have been a blessing to. Go out to our website at live-today.org. And you heard me mention about this donee application. If you know an individual is in need of compression garments, his or her insurance is not covering it, you see the swelling in their arm and their hand or their legs and their feet, and you know that they need help, and you're under the sound of my voice, there is help for them. So please, just shoot us an email at info@live-today.org. Send us an email address. We will get this simple application out to you, and we will get you the help that you so richly deserve and need. So, Teena, what else can we provide to these individuals? Like with Francois-Blue Consulting. So we know, and thankfully, I got a chance to cheat because I know this beautiful woman and because I have heard her teach and instruct, and I've seen how she works with other organizations in the past. I just use my little cheat sheets and start on my own stuff. But there are organizations out there that you're trying to figure out, well, where should I go?
What do I do?
What do I do?
The interesting thing about it is most organizations don't think about reaching out for a consultant because they feel like consultants are for, the Fortune 500 companies. But Francois-Bleu Consulting was created for grassroots organizations. It was created to be able to extend epidemiology. It was able to extend public health knowledge and practice literally to community organizations to help create real change in the community. It was created to be able to create a bridge between academic institutions and grassroots institutions so that we're working together to be impactful.
Exactly.
There really is, there's a point at which the knowledge and expertise that exists in the community can solve the problem that the community is facing. It's just a matter of having the right tools and resources. So what we do with Francois-Bleu Consulting is really being able to help those organizations to be strategic, utilizing their resources, recognizing where do you need assistance? Do you need assistance with grant writing? Do you need assistance with creating and really being able to evaluate your tools? Do you need assistance with, really being able to actually be strategic and do strategic planning to make sure that you're reaching the right target audience, that you're actually in the community in the way that you should be? Okay. So some individuals think about it like this: I want to make sure that we're addressing breast cancer disparities, and I'm going to go out and I'm going to help women get screened. But if you're helping women get screened, but all the while, really your true mission is around, treatment and survivorship, then now you're in mission creep.
There you go.
You got to be focused.
You're not aligned.
What is your mission and vision, and how do you create that alignment in everything that you do? Everything that you do has to be, geared towards meeting kind of the same goals. And just like you were talking about, I'm so glad you mentioned that, the importance of collaboration. There's no need for us to stumble over each other when we can reach arms together and really work together to create change. So creating community partners and partnerships allows you to be able to, if this organization over here is focused on this end of the spectrum and you're focused over here, doing this end, you can work together to create that change. Correct.
Now, would I wait until, let's say I have an idea, I see that there's a gap, I see attention needs to be placed on this particular thing or issue. Do I wait until I've developed and formed my organization, or could I reach out to you to say, hey, you know what? This is what I see is a need. This is what I'm thinking of doing. Does this make sense?
Absolutely. If you don't have to have already solved the problem, you don't have to already have figured it out yet. Okay. Reach out. If you have questions, we provide, all types of consultation and just conversation about, literally creating change. So as much as you are in this, we are in this. I'm just on it at a different angle, but really it's about, working together. So having, we welcome, organizations, individuals who are thinking about starting an organization and are not quite sure, well, what kind should I start? Right. I'm really passionate about this, but I'm not quite sure whether I can create an organization behind that. Exactly. So really, feel free, give us a call to talk through that, because sometimes there's a niche and you really need, the organization is great, but other times it's really, there's already groups of people who are doing this in place. And so just figuring out how do you fit in at the table.
Correct. Because maybe you don't even need to start your own organization. Maybe you just need to get on board with something that is already in place. See, this is why I love this woman. Now listen, I'm going to make sure that you guys have her contact information. We as grassroots organizations really need to come together. There is I only shine and I only exist, and I am only blessed, and I count it a blessing to be a blessing when I am helping other individuals. Absolutely. And for me to say that I want Live Today to be in its own little bubble, holding on to all of these groups of individuals to myself. We are other resources that can help them in ways that I couldn't even dream of touching them is so unfair. And I don't believe that that's what God intended. Guys, can you believe the show is coming to an end? Now listen, I want you guys to tune in February 12th, 2020 at 5:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, where we're going to continue this discussion on how you can live a life of transformation and healing. I have to thank my producers, Mrs. Carlisa Crawford, Miss Karen Roberts, and the Fabulous Vibes for my intro and outro music. I'm Dr. Cherie, your host of the Live Today Show. I need you guys to be present, take charge, and live today and every day.
Yes.
Thank you, Miss Francois-Blue.
This has been a blessing.
See you guys next month.
Thank you.